a whole lot. Trial, tribulation, but I know God.
Hey, Reg here, and welcome back to the blog and the return of the Fruitarian. It is day 58 of my 60-day raw food challenge. 2 days left. No, I'm not throwing up the peace sign yet. There's 2 days left in this challenge, and man, it's just things are going along. I don't want to do a recap or anything. I just want to kind of keep things going, just let you guys know that things are still cool. Something interesting, I was having a conversation with my boss yesterday, and she told me that she had been checking out the blog, and I just thought, wow, that's really cool. I mean, I'd always thought that she was a cool person, and who knows, I mean, maybe I'm saying this because she'll be listening. Oh no, I'm so embarrassed now. I'm so Julia, if you're watching this, please don't be embarrassed. I just thought it was really cool that you were interested in, veganism and learning a little bit more about this experience, about it through checking in on me and the blog and this experience. So that was very, very cool. What's going on? So today, I haven't really talked a lot about what I've been eating, and I did that consciously. I told you guys at the beginning that this wasn't going to be about me making you fun dishes and recipes and all that stuff. But I did, I've developed a pattern in the way that I've been eating, and I thought that I would share that with you. A lot of times when people, will do these challenges, or a lot of vegans, talk about the calories that they're consuming. And I guess it just sort of, that was a little bit unconscious, my choice to not count calories. And part of it was, I just wasn't very hungry. In fact, there was the day last week in Detroit where I didn't eat for a whole day, and it just didn't bother me so much. I just haven't had that big an appetite, and I realized that people work so hard to cram in the carbs because that's what's recommended by some of the experts. And then I discovered that as you age, you don't need as many calories. And certainly since I haven't been running, as it's been getting colder, I've just been too cold and just haven't been as motivated to get out and run. I've cut back on the calories. So I'm not eating as much because I'm not as active. I try to get some walking in. I certainly, do walking with my dog, but I'm not eating as much because I just don't need as much food. So basically, I've been starting my days with a smoothie. Generally, my smoothie is dandelion greens, always include bananas, and, not 10 bananas. I maybe at the most will put in 4 bananas, sometimes 2. If I have other types of fruit, I love to mix it up. Just most recently, I've found some fair trade blueberries, and so I've been, over the past couple of days, I've been adding blueberries, but I'll add, if I find ripe mango, I'll add that. I'll throw in apple. I think apple and dandelion green, dandelion greens are a great mix. I'll usually throw in fresh squeezed orange juice. So, and here's the picture that I use. No, I don't have a Vitamix. I have, whatever bootleg thing this is, but it's been doing a great job. And I'll put in up there somewhere, what type of blender it is. What I like about it is it does reverse. So if things start to get a little gummy, I just can blend in the other direction. Today's smoothie is Chinese cabbage. And I'm using Chinese cabbage because, as you guys know, I volunteer on a farm that's about 2 blocks from my house. And at the end of the day, anything that hasn't been sold, or sometimes with what they harvest for the market on Saturday, doesn't all get sold, and so it just kind of hangs around. And they'll deliver that to food pantries and things around the area. And I didn't really rescue. I grabbed 5 gigantic, 5 mondo heads of this Chinese cabbage, and so this is about half of a head of cabbage, because that's all that would fit in the blender. These things are huge, and so half a head of that cabbage is in here with maybe 4 bananas and 1 apple, and then there's all of maybe 2 cups of fresh squeezed orange juice in here. Again, I'm filling this pitcher, and then as you can see, I've finished the whole thing. This is just the last of it. So that's how I start my day, with a smoothie. And then if I'm still hungry, I may grab an apple. I may grab a couple of dates and eat those. But generally, that will take me through until about noon. And then I'll start feeling, hungry again. And I will make myself a giant salad. And I had been making, this salad with collard greens, that a recipe that I had shared on my blog the last time, where I take collard greens and like corn and black olive and a whole bunch of delicious things. And the recipe's on there. I'll put a link to that video. But as this challenge has continued, I just haven't had the energy for it. So I wash a head of romaine and get that, rinse it really well, and then let it sit so all the water dries out of that. And then I've been adding this ginger dressing, and I'm going to be honest with you, I cannot vouch for this ginger dressing. I had a house salad at a Japanese restaurant way back at the beginning, and since then I've just been fixated on the trying to capture the essence of that house salad from the Japanese restaurant. I hope I said Japanese restaurant. And so it's the romaine lettuce, the ginger dressing, which is this sort of whatever brand. It's the brand that they sell at the sushi counter at the Fairway close to my house. I'll add cucumber to that, peeled, diced cucumber, tomato, diced, raw corn. I use frozen corn. I get these big bags of raw organic corn from Fairway, and I just put in like a cup and a half of that. And then if I have carrot, I'll use carrot, shredded carrot. And sometimes I'll add avocado. I really like the kind of gummy consistency that the salad gets when I put avocado, but then it doesn't taste as much like the house salad from the Japanese restaurant. So I'm a little, I go one way or go the other. Sometimes I'll add a little kosher salt to it. I don't always, but just sometimes I kind of feel like I want a little extra salt. So then I take that salad and I put it in this gigantic container, which I just thought that I would share with you. And then when I'm taking it to work, I carry this. This is my lunch pail. So it's basically a cooler. And yes, this is for beer. I do not take beer with me. But I fill this cooler, and I'll usually put the salad in there, and then I'll throw, if I have apples, I'll throw like 3 or 4 apples in there, or whatever fruit I have. If I have seaweed salad, I've been buying seaweed salad at the Fairway. If I have that, I'll put a seaweed salad in there to have as a snack during the day. If I have dates, I'll throw in, a baggie full of dates. If I have a container of, say, raisins, I'll throw that in there. I just want to make sure that I have, clearly I'm interested in having enough food. I'm not interested in starving at all. But then, I eat what I eat, and then the rest of it I bring home. Once I get home in the evening, I will generally have, if I have seaweed salad, I'll generally have that. Also, I've been buying raw nori sheets. And then if I also feel like having a snack, I'll take a raw nori sheet and I'll just grab some shredded carrot, throw that in the middle of the nori sheet, throw a little bit of this ginger dressing, and wrap that up and just kind of eat it as a wrap. And that's kind of what I do if I get hungry during the day. Generally, at the end of the day, I will have frozen bananas, and then throw in some raw cocoa powder and agave nectar. And I'll have that either with water. Sometimes I'll throw a little OJ in there. And if I have seed milk, like hemp milk, I'll throw that in there. Sometimes I'll make cashew milk and I'll throw that in there. If I feel like it, maybe I'll throw some raw nuts in there. And if I don't feel like it, I won't throw those. It really depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes I'll throw dates to just make it chunky to give it another consistency. So again, this is all based on like when I feel like it. So I eat when I'm hungry. On today is Wednesday, so I teach. So I will usually stop at this place called Magic Mix Juicery and grab myself a salad just because I like, you know, I just like eating food that someone else has prepared for me. There's just something about that makes me feel really good, and it's been a great way to break up the monotony during the challenge. But for the most part, it's you know a head of lettuce, a head of some kind of greens being thrown in the blender with fruit and being made into a smoothie, or a head of greens being used as a salad. Really, really super simple, and that's it. So I want to give a little shout out to Brett Rawlings. I checked out his channel, and I don't know, I quite haven't decided how I feel about his post, but he has just a really kind of dry sense of humor. But he also, is really serious about, animal rights, and just kind of, folds that in. But he also, is is about the kind of conventional wisdom, and he has something. He calls it like a knowledge bomb, or no, he called himself like a philosophy gangster or something like that. I'll put up here precisely the term that he used to describe himself, but I thought it was just really clever at the time, and so I told him that I was going to give him a shout out on in my blog post today. And then in terms of music that I've been listening to, I switched things up a little bit, and I gave a listen to Hozier's self-titled album. Some of you may know the song "Take Me to Church." That was, I think, the song that became the most popular. But I gave the whole album a listen throughout the day yesterday, and it was kind of my music. And there really is something very just uplifting and spiritual about his sound. He clearly is drawing from the tradition of gospel music in his work. And so I'm going to highly recommend Hozier's album, self-titled album. And if you haven't ever heard the song "Take Me to Church," it's kind of a brilliant song. So, do check that out, and I'll put a link to that here. That's it. That's it for today. Things are moving along. 2 days left. This is Reg checking out now on day 58 of my 60-day raw food challenge. I hope you all have a great day. Continue to love yourself. Peace.
And I love myself.
The world is a ghetto with big guns and dick inside.